Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian Authority have also completely rejected Trump's plan to take over Gaza.
This land is a Palestinian land. It's the international law. It's the Arab Peace Initiative. We refuse any kind of transfer for the Palestinian people, and we appreciate the position of the Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Jordan concerning this issue. We are against any occupation, whether Israeli occupation or American occupation, to the Palestinian land. We are living in our country, in our state, in our land, and we will not leave forever.
Mustafa Barghouti is Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative. He's joining us from Ramallah. Thank you very much indeed for being with us, sir. This statement by Donald Trump has raised so many questions. At the same time, it's also raised a tremendous response from around the world, not least people saying, no, there is no way that people are going to be moved from Gaza. There is no way that the US is going to be allowed to take control of the Strip. How much of a threat are Palestinians taking this to be?
Of course, we take it as a very serious threat, because this is not only an American conspiracy, but also an Israeli-American conspiracy. And it is very clear that the goal and aim is not reconstruction of Gaza, but the aim is to serve the Zionist Israeli interest of ethnically cleansing all Palestinians from Palestine. And we know exactly what they are planning. I mean, if they succeed with ethnic cleansing of Gaza, then they will move to ethnic cleansing of the West Bank. And practically, they are talking about annexation of the West Bank. And yesterday, Trump was very clear. He's rejecting the idea of a Palestinian state. So what does that leave Palestinians with? What President Trump called for is nothing but a war crime, and it should be described as such, a war crime of ethnic cleansing in the 21st century. And no Palestinian will leave Gaza. We will stay in our homes. We will stay in our land, and whether in Gaza or the West Bank, and we will never allow this ethnic cleansing to take place. And I do not think that President Trump can succeed. First of all, Palestinians will not leave, and as you mentioned, no Arab country is ready to accept such an ethnic cleansing or to participate in such a crime. And so I don't know why President Trump will proceed with that. But I believe that he is used to bullying others, and the best response is to push back as strongly as possible by all Arab countries, by all Arab and Muslim countries, by the international community, and definitely by all Palestinians, by showing unity. And that's the time, this is the time when Palestinians have to be unified as soon as possible in a unified Palestinian leadership that stands up to Trump and to Netanyahu and his fascist government.
We've heard statements against moves like this only recently from senior players, key players within the Arab League, for example. But we've also, of course, seen efforts towards unity elsewhere. Unity is one thing, showing unity is one thing, but action is a different thing. Is there something that countries should be doing in order to show that they are not prepared to accede to the wishes of the US and Israel in this case?
Two things have to be done by all our Arab brothers, by all Arab countries, by all Muslim countries, and by all friendly countries who refuse the violation of international law. And that is not only to reject what Trump is talking about, and very clearly, but also to provide support to Palestinians immediately, so that we can steadfast, we can stay in our land, we can start reconstruction in Gaza, even with minimal resources. But reconstruction is very important. And surprisingly to President Trump and to Netanyahu, Palestinians have already started reconstruct. I know, with very limited material, with very limited resources, but they are doing it. We've just rehabilitated our clinic in Jabalia camp, and it started providing treatment to people. I know people use plastic instead of walls, but they're not going to leave their country. They're not going to leave their homes. They know exactly what will happen to them if they repeat what happened in 1948 after the displacement of 70% of the Palestinian people. They ended up being refugees forever, humiliated, lacking dignity, lacking basic resources. That will not happen again. We've learned from that mistake in 1948, from that horrible genocide and ethnic cleansing that took place, and Palestinians will not allow this to happen again and will not leave their country. But it is time now for every country in the world that believe in international law and understand that what Trump is proposing is the most serious violation of international law to immediately provide support to the Palestinian people.
Just briefly, sir, I want to ask you what you think the impact on the ceasefire talks is going to be. We're just entering the stage of negotiations as far as phase 2, as it's known, is concerned. How do you think this is going to play out? What kind of influence is it going to have?
Rob, Netanyahu will continue to play games. I don't think deep down he wants the continuation of the ceasefire. If it wasn't for some pressure he received, he would not have sent a delegation to continue negotiations. We have to be prepared for all his maneuvers. But I think he knows also that Israel will pay a very high price if they reactivate the war. They will have human losses. They are having already a crumbling economy. And he has also very strong internal pressure from the families of Israeli prisoners. So there are factors that push him in the direction of renewing the war, but there are factors that are restraining him. And in my opinion, the steadfastness of the Palestinian people and their ability to resist aggression will be a detrimental factor in the coming future.
Mustafa Barghouti, Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.